Can you figure out what the cause was of this eBay and USPS shipping and delivery mistake was before I was able to figure it out? If so, I want you to hit that pause button and put your guess right down below into the comments. The moment you think you have figured it out, I'm going to show you exactly what happened chronologically in just a moment. Now, I have been selling stuff on eBay since 1999/2000 and using USPS for the vast majority of those items. And I have never had this type of situation happen to me before. So when it occurred, I didn't know what the heck was going on. And so that's another reason I also wanted to share it with you, just in case it happens to you, because I had a concerned and likely upset customer on my hands who was wondering where the heck his item was and thought that I had really messed something up. So let me show you the item that it was. You know, you don't want to lose any item, obviously, but especially not one that like a collector is really going after, that really wants, and one that, you know, sold for a higher price point. This one actually was one that featured on my what sold on eBay, the top 10 in January 2021, 2 videos back. You might remember this. It's the Zippo lighter from the 1960s with a hunting scene on it. If you remember the story, I had zero cost of goods into it, and I sold it for best offer of $70. So I was very excited about the sale. And sitting here one day in this exact same spot, was uploading a video for everybody, and all of a sudden, I get that magical eBay noise that indicates you've got an offer, or sometimes a message, and you're always hoping, right, that it's that's an offer and it's not a message, because with a message, it could be a bad thing. And sure enough, this message was a bad one. Let me show you exactly what this buyer said to me here. And this is on January 31st. It says, "You sent this to the wrong address." So it starts out immediately with an accusation that I did something wrong, which is, the way that it was phrased and delivered makes me think that he's pretty upset. So it says, "I'm in White Bear Lake, Minnesota." I put the zip code. It says it was delivered to Baldwinsville, New York, yesterday to a mailbox at 4:32 p.m. Now, by the way, if you're wondering why I didn't screenshot exactly what he said, because that's what I normally do, I'll show some of those later. It's just that when he originally sent this to me, it's like 2 long, thin lines, and there's no way for me to shrink it up for you on the screen. But this is literally word for word what he said to me here. So just to show you where it's going here, there we are here. This is where I am in central New York, Syracuse area. It's supposed to go all the way over here to Minnesota. So anyway, here's the tracking, because this is the first thing that I went to. And, I'm wondering, how is this possible? Is what he's saying true? So I look, and this is on eBay's app. Okay. And it's the same information that's on the desktop through eBay's tracking. And at the very top, now this is originally one long strip, but I can't fit that all on the screen. So I broke it into 2 halves. So what you see here on the top left is what was on the very top, and on the bottom right is what's on the very bottom of one long thing. So you can see here it says delivered in a mailbox, just like he said, January 30th, 2021 at 4:32 p.m. in Baldwinsville, New York. Well, that's where I live. I live in Baldwinsville, New York. So that is obviously very strange, right? You're thinking, okay, was it sent back to me somehow? I look at the next line down, and I see that it says on January 31st, which is the day after, at 6:05 in the morning, it had departed the Rochester, New York facility. Now, Rochester, New York, just for frame of reference here, and shout out to the $1 Million Peddlers, by the way, from Rochester, New York. It's right about here. It's about 80 minutes west of Syracuse. So I'm thinking, okay, that's not that far away. Maybe there's some mistake in the tracking, like the dates got messed up or something, and there's an error there, and it got to Rochester, and I'm thinking they noticed some kind of mistake, maybe with the weight or something, and they wound up shipping it back to me. So I go out and I go and look in the mailbox to see if there's something there, and there's nothing in the mailbox. And, I'm looking around the, places where the mail lady could have put something on the porch, whatever, nothing there. And then I'm, just kind of brainstorming it with Mrs. Primetime, trying to figure it out. And she's like, well, maybe you know, wrote something wrong on the label. I'm like, it's not possible. I'm like, the label's going to come out with the address that's linked to how the guys paid it. It's not going to have my address as where it should be delivered to. Didn't make any sense. I looked down here. It had the correct time that I created the label on January 29th. The pickup date was correct. So I was really confused and just trying to think through like all the possibilities. Post office was closed at the time that this happened. It was on the weekend when I got this message, so I couldn't call them to try to troubleshoot it. Now, I didn't know what the heck was going on, but I was confident enough, just based on logic, that something was wrong with the tracking or something, and to send the buyer back this message here. Oh, by the way, before I show you that, I did go to USPS's site. Okay, and this is going to be important later on. Look at USPS's site, and this is different. This does not say right here that it was delivered in Baldwinsville. It says expected delivery February 3rd. It shows correctly when the tracking number was created, and it says that it's in transit. Okay, so I'm getting different information on USPS's tracking than I am getting on eBay's tracking, which is supposed to link up with USPS. And this is part of the problem. We'll dive back into this later. Okay, so anyway, this leads to, when I saw this is what led me to be confident to also provide the following message to the buyer. It says, hello, I can assure you that I shipped it to the correct address. I'm just trying to get the guy calm down and relaxed. I said, I live in Baldwinsville, New York, and there's no way for the shipping label to print out so that it would ship to me as your address was in there. I said, there's a mistake. This is what I'm thinking at first. There's a mistake in the eBay USPS tracking information. That's the most I could figure. With all eBay's glitches and everything. I said, I went to the main USPS website and saw the following, see attached. So I attached that prior screen to you, to him, and says, which is different than what it says on eBay. It says it's still in transit and on track for February 3rd delivery. And then I promised him that I'd keep an eye on it for him. And so he wrote me back and seemed to be calmed down. He said, thanks, Dominic, for the update. He said, yeah, I'm looking at the info from USPS saying that they delivered it to a mailbox already. And I just checked. And at 12:04 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, it says it's been delivered. So it still seems like to me he has like a little bit of doubt about what's going on, because he's looking at that eBay tracking. And it says, oh, well, their screw up. I'll keep you posted on what happened. So it looks like he's kind of like wavering a little bit. Like, I think I calmed him down, but he's still like, I'm not really sure what happened. So I keep checking it each day. And then eventually we get to February 3rd, which is the delivery date. So rather than take you through every single date, this is what happened. There you could see, this is through eBay now. It says it was delivered in the person's mailbox February 3rd, 3:59 p.m. right there. But look what it says below it. It says it was delivered in my mailbox on January 30th, 2021 at 4:32 p.m. So both of those things are showing. It's showing that it has been delivered twice, which is obviously not possible. Let's go to USPS's website and see what that says. Well, there you could see, this is the very top of the page. It also shows that it was delivered February 3rd, 2021 at the St. Paul, Minnesota mailbox. And then down below, you'll see it says that it arrived February 3rd at St. Paul. It doesn't say anything right down below on the very top about it arriving in a Baldwinsville mailbox. And if you were to just continue to go down, it shows the whole route of it going, from Syracuse to Rochester to Chicago and to Aurora, Illinois, and to Minnesota, and getting to its final destination. It shows the whole thing. At the very bottom of that page on USPS, it shows this. it shows that I created the label on January 29th. And then you could see right above it says it was delivered at the mailbox right there at 4:32 p.m. But then right above it, you could see it says it was picked up at 4:33 p.m. And that really leads me to conclude that what had to have happened here is that the USPS carrier, when she picked it up, she accidentally scanned it in as delivered before she actually scheduled the pickup. And that created all sorts of confusion in eBay's system. However, USPS's tracking system was able to make sense of it and not list it as delivered. You remember that original page that I showed you that said that it was still in transit. And then when I went back to and this is why I'm showing you this, circling back to the original tracking that I had the day that the guy messaged me, it does show it here, but see, it shows it in a way that's split up. This is what's dumb about how eBay does it, where they're having the delivery at the very top separated in time from the actual pickup date right down below there. So you could see there, it says picked up in Baldwinsville, January 30th at 4:33 p.m. Then right up top, it's saying delivered at 4:32 p.m. So that is extremely confusing the way they have that laid out. So bottom line, if this kind of thing happens to you, you likely had a delivery scan occur before they picked it up. But I think that what needs to happen is that eBay's tracking system needs to be in exact sync with USPS's tracking system. It really shouldn't be, both for the buyer and the seller, for both of us, that when we go and look that we're getting the same information. I shouldn't have to waste my time going onto eBay and seeing some weird layout that doesn't make sense, and they can't handle something that was obviously illogical because you have a situation in which you have a package in transit after it was delivered. You see, with USPS, they were able to realize that and say, no, that doesn't make sense. It wasn't really delivered. It's still going somewhere and it's on track for February 3rd. You're not getting that information through eBay. So that is why, even though this was a mistake that was initiated by the USPS carrier, I still am going to partly blame eBay for wasting my time on this because of the way they have this layout. So I'm curious what your take on it was, if this has ever happened to you, and if you were able to guess what the problem was here before I was, because I was really confused. I did not figure it out that first day at all. I was just kind of looking at it. I knew something was wrong. I knew I didn't make a mistake, but I wasn't sure exactly what happened. I didn't put two and two together with that first tracking scan from USPS until later on in the process. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that it prevents you some needless stress if this kind of thing ever happens to you in the future. Don't forget to hit that like button and comment down below. It's best if you could do both. That really helps the video extra. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, I don't want to forget, because this is something for all people who are members of the channel, I want to make sure that you go and check out one of our members' eBay stores right here. This is Franklin Hill Ventures. He's been on the Chichingathon many times. His real name is Stuart, and he's got a really cool eBay store. He sold things on the event before. I'm going to put a link to his store down in the description section and in the comments section as well. So go check him out and tell him that Primetime says hello. So thank you very much. Appreciate all the members and all the non-members as well. And I'll see everyone back at the next video, everyone. Take care.